Big Bad Goblin Blues, the left hand part. We are in C minor, but your left hand's going to be moving around quite a bit. You can go ahead and put your hand in the C minor position, even though your key signature does not tell you that this key is black. It is written in with a little flat beside it, I think almost everywhere. I'm pretty sure, in the left hand. Okay, so you do have finger 1 on G, and the very first line, it has something similar at the end and something similar at the top of page 2. So the first line basically is you're just playing G, and you're going to hold it for, if you're counting in 2, you're going to hold it for 4 counts. If you're counting it in 4, you're holding it for 8 counts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're just repeating that G and going down, and then you're ready for your first chord. This is a minor 1 chord. A lot of times in minor you don't put anything in the middle, so you see you only need your, it would be your La and your Mi. So then it's really important on this song that you keep a nice steady beat with those chords and make them fairly loud and heavy, because that's going to keep the rest of it in time. Okay, so we've got 1 chord, 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 1 chord. That is the second line of the song. And this pattern goes all the way through the song. Okay? Now, you'll see there's a chord and then a rest. Because I am doing it in cut time, you just need to make sure you lift it up. It's not much of a rest. Now, if you were counting in at 4, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm doing it in cut time, so it's like 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and, so you don't hold those notes down. Okay, third line, you're going to move your hand. It looks like an F1 chord. So you're going to move it up. Your pinky is on the F, and your thumb is now on the C above the one you were on earlier. Same pattern though. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and then you go immediately back to that 1 chord. Then, okay, that's the end of the third line of the song. So you're going to need to practice this with your left hand, just doing it over and over again so that you can move quickly between these various positions. Okay, so the end of the third line, you're down here. You're now going to move again. You're going to move to what looks like a G chord. You're going to have your pinky on G, your thumb on D. You're only going to play it 4 times, and then you're going to go back to the F chord and then back to the C chord. Okay, so the bottom line on page 1. Top of page 2. Like at the beginning. Okay, that takes you through the first line of the second page. Now, if you look at page 2, the left hand on the second line matches the second line on the first page. The third line, left hand, matches the third line on the first page. The fourth line matches the fourth line on the first page. And the last line on page 2 matches the first line on page 2. So there's a lot of repetition in blues. Then looking at page 3, guess what? It's all repeated again. Okay, there's really nothing new on the left hand on that page except the very last note, which are the 2 bottom C's in the left hand. You can use two hands to play it if you want. Unless your hand is big enough, and then you can play it like an octave, but my hand's not big enough, so yours may not be either. Okay, that is the left hand part for Big Bad Goblin Blues.